Today is Chicago Mayor Lightfoot's 2-year anniversary in office. To mark that occasion, Lightfoot announced she would only grant one-on-one interviews to Black and brown journalists. WGN political reporter Tamon Bradley sat down with her to learn more about that decision.
As a woman of color, as a lesbian, it's important to me that diversity is put front and center.
Mayor Lori Lightfoot defending her most unusual decision to only invite Black and brown journalists to her office for one-on-one interviews. The move infuriated the mostly white City Hall press corps. The outrage exploded on Twitter. One Latino newspaper reporter wrote he agreed to the sit-down but backed out to make a point.
Boston's mayor is under fire for a holiday hiccup. Michelle Wu reportedly sent an invitation for her holiday party exclusively intended for electeds of color. It was mistakenly distributed to all members of the Boston City Council by an aide. Approximately 15 minutes later, the aide, Denise DeSantos, sent a follow-up email and apologized for the earlier message about the holiday party scheduled for the next day, clarifying that the white councilors were not meant to receive an invitation.
Prop 16 in a minute. Affirmative action. Prop 16 would undo a proposition passed in 1996, Prop 209. It prohibited the state from giving preferential treatment to people based on their race, ethnicity, or sex. It basically ended affirmative action in public employment, university admissions, and contracting. Prop 16 would reinstate preferential treatment for those groups. Supporters say this is only fair because white and wealthy people are disproportionately awarded jobs, contracts, and entrance to universities, while minorities are at a major disadvantage. Opponents say Prop 16 will bring back racial quotas and that sex and race shouldn't be a factor in employment or education. Supporters say we need to help balance the disadvantages that people of color and other groups experience. Members of the Democratic Party and the UC Board of Regents are supporters. Opponents include one of the authors of the original Prop 209. So, a yes vote repeals Prop 209. A no vote keeps it in place.
For more than 50 years, colleges have taken different approaches towards admissions to make their campuses more diverse. Considering an applicant's race, generally called affirmative action, has long been standard at universities from UPenn to Harvard, but not anymore. The Supreme Court has ruled that no college in the U.S. can consider an applicant's race in admissions. 9 states have already banned this practice. California did almost 25 years ago. Just enough time for a detailed study on its consequences.
I ran for president because I believe we're in a battle for the soul of this nation. And the simple truth is, our soul will be troubled as long as systemic racism is allowed to persist. We can't eliminate it. It's not going to be overnight. We can't eliminate everything, but it's corrosive, it's destructive, and it's costly. The person I will nominate will be someone with extraordinary qualifications, character, experience, and integrity. And that person will be the first Black woman ever nominated to the United States Supreme Court. I committed that if I'm elected president and have an opportunity to appoint someone to the courts, I'll appoint the first Black woman to the courts. And I commit that I will, in fact, I'll pick a woman to be vice president.
I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.